Good morning, Angela Yee.
Good morning, TJ.
Charlamagne the Guy.
Peace to the planet. Guess what day it is? Guess what day it is?
Hump day.
Yes, today is Wednesday.
Man, it's a lot of legends born day today.
Yes, it is.
Wow, do you see this list?
Michelle Obama. First of all, Capricorns are the best signs ever.
Says you.
Yeah, you know, whenever we
A lot of
walk
great
in,
Capricorns.
whenever we walk in, they give us a list of whose birthday it is. Michelle Obama.
Mm-hmm.
James Earl Jones.
Mm-hmm.
Jim Carrey.
Muhammad Ali.
Y'all just gonna forget Ray J,
Little
huh?
John.
Y'all just gonna skip over Ray J?
Shabba Ranks.
I mean, I was trying to build up to the best.
Oh, okay,
I was
there
going
you
to
go.
leave
There
Ray
you
J
go.
for last.
All right, there you go.
Maury Povich.
Okay.
Steve Harvey.
Yep.
Betty White.
That's who should be getting the applause right there.
Who?
Betty White.
Why?
96?
Oh, okay, because of age.
She's
I'm about to say, I
96
name all
years
these
old.
great black people. Muhammad Ali, and you talk about Betty White should be the one getting
She's
that blood.
96 years old.
All right, congratulations.
And she's still dabbing. Betty White doing the commercials dabbing.
That's what counts?
Yes.
When you're
Yes, it
96 and still dabbing.
I want to be able to dab at 96.
That's what it matters?
I see a lot of people at 96 that can't
And
dab.
yesterday
They
was
can't
Aaliyah's
walk.
birthday.
Yeah, yesterday was Aaliyah's.
I'll take the legacy of somebody like Muhammad Ali over being able to
Capricorns
dab
are
at 96.
Happen.
All right.
Now,
I just want to be alive, bro.
I came in this morning and I was telling Envy I'm a little nervous because I agreed to do this detox now, and they sent me the instruction manual yesterday.
And tell them what they said.
Well, as I'm reading this, I see as the steps are going on, it's a 14-day detox with these herbal supplements, and they're telling you what's going to be happening to your body. And apparently at one point there might be some type of greenish discharge.
Don't blame that on the free. Don't blame that on the detox.
Goodness
I haven't
gracious.
done it, but it's telling you the result of the body's different things
Why
happening.
do you care? You got a panty liner on, right?
No. Why would I have a panty liner on?
If you expecting discharge, shouldn't you have a panty liner
But
on?
I don't
Do
want
you have a panty line on? Where you
I
go?
don't discharge.
Oh, okay.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, so.
You should let your boyfriend know about the discharge, though. I mean, it's
Well,
only
you're
right.
also not allowed to have sex during it.
Oh, that's good.
During these
You should
14
definitely
days,
let your boyfriend know.
He'll be fine.
And, you know, I tried a detox. I can only make it to day 2. Like, it's disgusting.
Y'all ain't got no discipline.
So if you guys
That
see
is-
me
that
during
is
these 14
disgusting.
days, I might have a little bit of an attitude. It also says your skin might get really oily during this detox. It should get oily at one point as your body is detoxing.
I made it to like day 3. I was like, F that.
All I know is if you got a green discharge coming out of your vagina, you should let people know, or they might think that you've had sex with Usher.
It says here I'm going to have
What?
headaches, dizziness, nausea, bad breath,
Allegedly.
glazed eyes, and a heavily coated tongue. And then it says women may also expel a green, funny smelling vaginal discharge. During this period.
Hey man, whatever you got to
Yeah,
do to
whatever
prepare
you-
people for the worst, G.
Yeah.
I don't know what we about to hear in these
Look at
streets,
this.
but this sounds pretty crazy. I ain't never heard of no detox causing you to have no vaginal discharge. But
And
all right.
that should. But have you ever done a detox?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do them all the time. I did one as soon as I came back from vacation.
Your 14 days of just coconut water and supplements?
That's not healthy, first of all. It's like you got to eat something.
I didn't
you know
just-
what I'm
I didn't
saying?
know
You
Yeah,
can't have
detox
any
like
salad.
that.
There's no solid foods in this detox.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
This is a real
I don't know what
detox.
that is.
No, I did a detox. It wasn't any solid foods, but
Yeah.
every day was a different drink to give you your supplements,
Yeah,
though.
I do the ones where you do a supplement for a liquid for breakfast,
Right.
so protein shake for lunch. You don't eat no snacks, nothing in between, and at dinner you have meat and vegetables. But you have a certain amount of meat, so you have like 4 ounces of meat.
Oh, no.
And,
I don't think that's a
and
detox.
all the unlimited salads.
No, it's a juice detox cleanse where they take it's
This
no.
is like a true.
Yeah,
With
I
the
like I said, I went
doctors
to 3
that were
days.
up here that are doing this, they're detox now. So.
My skin look better than all of y'all, so I would listen to me. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know what y'all
I've never
talking
had any
about.
skin
I think I'm in
problems.
better shape than every single person in this room, but hey, whatever. You know what I mean? I'm just saying.
I have great skin.
I don't have any skin problems either.
Yeah,
But
I
anyway,
have.
You like skin? That's a problem.
that's a great problem. I don't mind that problem. You light skin too, bro.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
I would refer to me as a honey. I would refer to me as a honey brown.
Now, Honey Brown. Honey
Yes.
Brown is light.
Thank you very much.
You know what? Black Eyed Peas will be joining
There
us.
you go.
Now, Black Eyed Peas, right? You would be Will I Am. Right?
Okay, what's wrong with that?
That's your complexion because you dog skin.
I am a Tommy.
Angela would be what? Which one? You know what? I'm not playing this game.
Don't you play that game.
Apple.
I have no idea. Black Eyed Peas.
Taboo.
I'm taboo. You know what? I'm not messing with y'all. Black Eyed Peas, if you're joining us, and we got front page news. What we talking about?
But let's talk about Cory Booker. We'll tell you what had him really angry, and of course, it has to do with Donald Trump. And then we'll discuss the new California.
All right, all that and more. Keep it locked. It's gonna be a fun morning. It's the Breakfast Club. Come on. Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Let's get in some front page news. Now, where you want to start? Cory Booker or the children are free?
Let's start with Cory Booker. Now,
Okay.
Senator Cory Booker was discussing with the Homeland Security Secretary, Christian Nielsen. She said that she didn't really hear Donald Trump say those words, ish-hole or ish-house. She doesn't remember what happened. And, of course, Cory Booker was angered by her nonchalance about the whole entire situation where Donald Trump talked about people from African countries and Haitians as people who are from ish-holes. Here is what he had to say.
The commander-in-chief in an Oval Office meeting referring to people from African countries and Haitians with the most vile and vulgar language. When ignorance and bigotry is allied with power, it is a dangerous force in our country. Your silence and your amnesia is complicity.
Hey, man.
She was saying that she's tired of the line of questioning. She's been very patient and she wants to move forward.
As Martin Luther King Jr. always says, in the end, we will not remember the words of our enemies, but the silence of our friends. Not saying that they are friends, but when you don't speak up, when you see something evil happening, then you're picking the side of evil. So you're going to suffer with the evil.
All right, now let's talk about the 13 children who were found emaciated and shackled to the beds, except for one of them who managed to escape, and that's how they managed to contact authorities. Well, according to reports, David and Louise Turpin projected an image of a picture-perfect family. They had pictures of themselves with their 13 kids as they renewed their wedding vows, as they visited Disneyland together. I guess the children were homeschooled, so that's why they never left and went anywhere. And now they're being accused of holding their kids captive in Paris, California, in filthy conditions. Now, apparently, when the kids would go out, they all would dress alike, according to the mother, because it was just easier for them to keep up with the kids that way. They were very protective of their children. Now, they said Child Protective Services had not been called to the home in the past. Neither had law enforcement. There's no indication of sexual abuse as of now. 6 of the siblings are under 18, and they have been living there in Paris, California since 2014. Neighbors said they knew a large family lived there. The kids would come out sometimes to work on the lawn, and then they would all go back in together. They appeared very pale-skinned. A lot of people thought the kids were just young because they were so malnourished. They appeared to be a lot younger than they were, but the oldest was 29. They said the parents were very standoffish, but not in a mean way, and just they...
I wondered why they didn't run when they had to mow the lawn. You know, what made that?
Because they was malnourished. They was hungry.
And go where?
You know, fatigued they would have got.
But one girl ran. One girl got out, ran.
Hey, man, she probably said a prayer, and that was her last little bit of strength God gave her to get her out of there. Okay?
Also, it is like you might be scared if your parents raised you like that your whole life and you don't know anything different.
And I wonder why she just decided that one time, like, this is the time I'm going to go. I wonder what it was, you know?
Prompted that, but thank goodness.
Yeah, absolutely.
She did. In California, they're trying to create this new California, kind of modeled after how West Virginia split from the rest of the state. Now, what they want to do is take over most of current-day California, including many rural counties, and leave the coastal urban area to themselves because they said the state is ungovernable. They don't like the way the state is being run. So now they want to split and be the new California.
You can do that?
You got 2 Californias?
Like West Virginia did.
Yeah, but that was the 1800s.
I don't know. That's what they're trying to do right now. We'll see what happens.
That's going to happen. All right.
And, you know, there's bad weather conditions, so I just want to point that out. So if you're traveling, just be careful. There's cold temperatures from Texas to Maine. People are dealing with freezing, rain, sleet, snow, or a mix of both. So that's from Mississippi, Kentucky, Vermont. A lot of different places right now are dealing with severe weather.
Yeah,
and in Jersey, it's school opening delays.
Yeah.
It's snowing in Atlanta, and so a lot of school districts in Atlanta aren't opening today.
Yeah, so give yourself a little extra time. Like Charlamagne said, my kid's school got like a 90-minute delay, so definitely call. And if you got to take a flight, call because you might see some delays, all right? And that's front page news. Get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you're upset, you need to vent, hit us up right now. Maybe you had a bad night, horrible night, and you just want to vent, or maybe you just want to get things off your chest, all right? And you want to spread some positivity. You can do that as well. 800-585-1051. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Motorsport.
Hello, who's this?
Hey, what's up, MV?
Hey, Trav. What's going on, Trav?
Hey.
Hey.
How you, babe?
Good, how about
What's
you,
up, Charlamagne?
What up, sis? What's happening?
What's happening with you? Ooh, quotation match you, Charlamagne.
I just found out about that. Envy just told me about that. I don't want her to work herself up, though, because she might have a heart attack.
I just read it to you.
Oh, that is
So wait,
hilarious.
explain.
That's hilarious.
Trav, explain. I need you to report on this. What's going on?
Oh, my goodness. So, Quantasia is upset because Charlamagne and Jermaine Dupri was out here fat-shaming people.
Why is it fat shaming?
I saw a lot of big girls get mad at that.
Did you?
Charlamagne, I'm not going to, even when I heard that interview, I was like, ooh, Jermaine Dupri is not playing with the big girls this morning.
I don't know why we act like big people aren't big people and that they should lose weight.
Well,
Like,
they're saying that
why do we
it
look
doesn't mean
at
that-
why do we look at something and see the reality of it, but act like we don't see it? And
She's
then when
saying that people, just because you're big doesn't mean you're unattractive.
I didn't say she was
Yeah,
unattractive.
the thing is, it's not like y'all was up there saying that she needs to healthily lose weight. It was like y'all was saying that big girls can't pull a skinny man.
No,
I
they
didn't
said,
say that.
They said that that's not Usher's type. They
Word
said that
of
Usher's
law.
not into that. And I don't think there's nothing wrong with that. If you're not into big girls, you're not into big girls. There's men that are not into skinny women.
And I even said to Jermaine Dupri, how do we know Usher don't like big girls? I said he brings them up on stage.
I didn't even call to talk about big girls today. That's not even what I'm upset
You don't
about.
like big girls.
You don't care about big girls.
You don't like big girls either.
You like big guys? You like big guys?
I'm disgusted with PnB Rock. That's who I'm disgusted
Oh,
with.
I saw that.
What happened with that?
He got
Oh
kicked
my
out
God,
of the
PnB
hotel.
Rock is just another dirty Philly Germantown boy. That's exactly what he is. And he's sitting out here peeing in hotel rooms.
Yeah, they kicked him out, so when he got kicked out, he urinated on the floor in the room and posted it.
No.
He urinated on the floor. He spit on the mirror, and it's like the people who kicked you out was like security guard or front desk. The people that got to clean that up is like Jose and Maria that work there as housekeeping.
Why they gotta be Jose and Marie? Now why? But see, now what about why now you getting at me about talking about fat people? Look how you talking about Mexicans right now. You stereotype. You mad at me for stereotyping fat people?
Jose and Maria ain't
Jose and Marie is definitely Mexican. You trying to say about Mexican housekeepers? What are you talking about?
Latino.
What do you mean? No, Mexican. Jose and Marie?
I know a bunch of Puerto Rican Maries.
Well, when I'm in California, the Jose and Maries, and most of the time the house cleaners are Mexican. So, sorry.
Okay, BK Club. Have a good day.
You
He
started too
said
much
BK Club.
Everybody be mad at people for doing the same thing they do. We all stereotype, okay?
But he does have a point. It is not the security that's going to clean that up. It's the actual housekeepers.
Yeah. Hello, who's this?
There's some guy from the Bronx.
Hi, some guy from the Bronx. Why you calling?
Talk to us.
Yo, cause I've been getting to the bag lately, but I've been taking a couple L's, and I got a girl, and she's not really helping out like that. So I don't know what to do.
What do you do?
I do whatever it takes, anything from hustling, scamming.
Hey,
So you want your girl to
That's your
help you
problem.
scam or something?
Nah, I don't know.
How old are you, son?
I'm 25.
When are you gonna stop scamming now? Enough's enough. You want to go to jail? Like, you don't want to scam. You
When
can't
y'all gonna stop saying get into the bag?
But I've made a lot of money over the years. You follow me?
But you know, when you make it illegally, they usually take it right back, bro.
Yeah, you're going to jail.
Oh man.
Why do y'all keep saying y'all get into the bag when in actuality y'all don't have the kind of money that would fit into a big old bag? You know what kind of bags they talking about when they say get into the bag? You know the big bags they got at the bank?
Yeah.
Obviously, this
Exactly.
hustling is not working out for you because you don't have anything and you need your girl to hold you down.
It would just be nice if I could depend on her.
It would just be nice if she would do illegal things with me. When I go to jail, I want her to go to jail too. Because I don't want her to be out here having sex with other men.
Yeah, stop doing illegal stuff, man. All right, you did it. It's over. Use that money, invest in something positive. You don't want to go to jail for scamming, man.
At some point, you got to get ready for your real future and what are you going to do? You're still young. You can still get it together. Sometimes you got to take some steps backwards financially so that later on you can thrive and flourish.
You don't want to get raped in the butt in jail, bro.
Or maybe he's meant to be property of the state. Go make the white man some money. You know what I mean? Go work in one of these private prisons for the next 10 years.
I hear you.
Yeah, you ain't gotta hear me.
Get your hustle on legally.
But on the side note, what were you scamming? I'm just curious.
And we need something.
Nah, I mean, what were you scamming? I'm just curious.
Nah, it's all good, man.
It's all
That's all
good.
good now.
Write his number down.
Get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you're upset, you need to vent. Hit us up now. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Hello, who's this?
This is Destiny from Florence, South Carolina.
Hey, Destiny, get it off your chest, mama.
I'm pissed because my ex who abused me for 4 years, who abused me while I was pregnant with our daughter, is still finding ways to manipulate my life. But I'm blessed because I made it out of that situation.
Absolutely. Did you get a restraining order against him?
No.
Is he still bothering you?
Yeah.
You definitely should get a restraining order against him, mama.
Do you have full custody of your child?
No. We're still fighting to get a divorce.
Yeah, we should definitely get a restraining order and definitely be very, very careful, it seems like it. But you should definitely go to the police station and make sure you're safe.
You ain't got no men in your life that can beat him up? No brothers, no uncles?
Oh, yeah, I got plenty, but I'm trying not to go that route.
Nah, sometimes you gotta go that route, man. Just put their hands on him one time.
It's awful, though. That's the thing.
But you don't want to get other people in your life arrested for anything stupid like that.
Michelle Obama said, you know, when they go low, we go high. But sometimes you got to take it to the floor right with them. Ain't nothing wrong with a little self-defense.
It would be a shame if somebody else got arrested for something and went to jail. She would feel even worse.
It'll be a shame if he bust you upside your head and kill you.
But I think the main thing here is that what you need to do is make sure that instead of feeling like, well, that's the father of my child, I don't want anything bad to happen to him, you got to go to the police and make sure you document all of these things that are happening and potentially get him arrested if that's necessary. But don't hesitate to get the police involved because it's your safety and the safety of your child.
And maybe move in with a family member till things calm down a little bit. I would say go get a carrying license.
Don't be by yourself.
There's no carrying license in South Carolina.
Why didn't you carry license in South Carolina?
That's the only state I can't carry in.
I thought it was New York.
New York, and I got my New York now. I can't.
South Carolina?
Yeah.
Carried in South Carolina my whole life.
What, legally?
I don't know. I'm just telling you that I've been carrying in South Carolina
They told me no
my
South
whole
Carolina.
goddamn life. You
Really?
really get no carry license.
They couldn't.
I know plenty of people walking around with pistols in South Carolina.
Legally though, I'm talking.
I got legal people in South Carolina.
All right, you guys, it's not about y'all. It's about her. Really.
Hello, who's this?
This is Chris calling from Charleston.
Hey, Chris.
843, what's happening?
Get it off your chest.
Okay, I'm at a really good day, actually. But Charlemagne, I'm mad at you.
Oh, God. Why? Get in line, though.
Because, no, I know. But I have started a new series called Next Up Charleston, and I've been tweeting you the links every day since Thanksgiving, and you haven't responded yet, so I felt the need to call in.
I don't be on Twitter like that. I be on Twitter like right now from the hours of 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. when I'm at work.
And I tweet you from the hours of 6 a.m. to 10 a.m., so when I get off the phone, I'm going to tweet you again.
So tweet it to me right now, baby.
Okay, and you have to make sure you shout us out, because we're going to be lit this year.
If it's good.
All right, mama.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, but I'm reading the permits thing, and is the carrying states that I can't carry in is California, Colorado, South Carolina, Illinois.
I don't know why you can't carry in South Carolina, because all you need in South Carolina is a concealable carry permit to carry a weapon.
I got one, but it says I can't carry
Openly or concealed on and near your body or vehicle, unless you are in your house, at your place of business, or on your own property. I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm looking.
South Carolina is the South,
I'm looking at the
red
road
state.
now.
I don't know what map you got.
Okay. I'm gonna look into it.
Oh, but you know what though? I'm looking at it too. It says people who may not carry a gun in South Carolina, non-residents of South Carolina, unless the person is a permit holder from a state with reciprocity with South Carolina.
Okay.
So you probably don't have reciprocity with South Carolina.
What's reciprocity?
Meaning, if I get a permit in one state, it automatically goes to another state.
Yeah. Me personally, I'm born and raised in South Carolina.
So that's why. All right. Well, we got rumors on the way, Yee?
Yes, let's talk about Aziz Ansari. Now, an anonymous woman has accused him of sexual assault, and now people are coming to his defense, and they're saying this is not good for the hashtag #MeToo movement.
Duh. All right. It took y'all this long to realize that?
All that and more. All that and more. Keep it locked. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
I want to say good morning to Quantasia Sharpton this morning. That's her name?
Quantasia. Quantasia?
Good morning, Quantasia.
What's her name?
Quantasia.
Quantasia.
Good morning. Drop one of the clues bombs for Quantasia Sharpton.
She's mad at you.
If you don't want to be referred to as fat girl, lose some weight. God bless you. Praying for you.
Okay, that's positive, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, let's get to the rumors. Let's talk Kendrick.
Well, it's a good time for Kendrick Lamar as his publishing deal expires. And right now they're saying that he has offers between $20 and $40 million.
The deal's too low.
To do a new publishing deal.
That's too low for Kendrick Lamar. Up that.
So the value depends on the terms of the deal. They're saying one bidder has offered $28 million, another one is $23 million, and that includes $11 million upon signing.
Kendrick Lamar's pen is worth way more than that.
Can you explain to the people, and I hate saying this, but I know somebody's like, what the hell is a publishing deal?
Well, you could structure a publishing deal any way you want. It could be just a percentage of your catalog. It could be that you sign over your rights for a certain amount of years and they collect money from royalties from that for publishing.
It's like they give you upfront money to collect on your money. So if your record get played on the radio so many times, you get a percentage every time. And
you get in a movie, anything.
Right. So you don't have to go collect that. A publishing company collects that, and they pay you upfront for the money that they are going to collect.
All I know is Kendrick Lamar pen is worth more than that. Those are
yeah, but you don't know what his deal is like. You don't know if it's only 10% of the money that
how many songs? Because it could be a certain amount of songs.
It could be his whole catalog. It could be a certain amount of songs. It's however he structures it.
Yeah, when I did mine, it was a certain amount of songs. How many times it's played? A certain. Yeah, you could do it structured.
Start with $100 million for Kendrick Lamar. Goddammit. NBA numbers.
Well, maybe he doesn't want to give up that much of his catalog. Maybe he only wants to do a certain percentage, and that's why he's getting that amount. We don't know what the deal is. So there you have it, though. That's still a great amount of money. So shout out to Kendrick Lamar. All right, Angela Rye, congratulations to her. She's going to be hosting a news program on BET, and not just hosting it, but executive producing as well. She's going to be talking about the lives and stories that affected members of Black America. She said, working with BET always provides a reminder of why I began to do this work. It's essential that we have platforms where we can discuss our politics, our challenges, and our culture through our respective lenses.
Dropping a clues bomb for my sister Angela Rye. She's working.
So that first episode will be on Wednesday, January 30th, Angela Rye's State of the Union.
Yes, because our celebrity-in-chief, Dope 45, his State of the Union is that night, so she comes on right after him.
All right, now, Ashley Banfield is coming to the defense of Aziz Ansari. That is after there was an anonymous account published on Babe.net where a Brooklyn photographer says that she was sexually assaulted, basically, by Aziz Ansari. She says that she indicated she wasn't interested in having sex with non-verbal cues. She said, most of my discomfort was expressed in me pulling away and mumbling. I know I was physically giving off cues that I wasn't interested. I don't think that was noticed at all. If it was ignored. She also says that he chased her around his apartment, and she said it was really repetitive, and he responded, he said it was true, everything did seem okay to me, so when I heard that it was not the case for her, I was surprised and concerned. I took her words to heart and responded privately after taking the time to process what she had said. I continue to support the movement that is happening in our culture. Now here is what Headline News host Ashley Banfield had to say.
What you have done, in my opinion, is appalling. You went to the press with the story of a bad date, and you have potentially destroyed this man's career over it right after he received an award for which he was worthy. You have chiseled away at a movement that I, along with all of my sisters in the workplace, have been dreaming of for decades. A movement that has finally changed an oversexed professional environment that I, too, have struggled through at times over the last 30 years in broadcasting.
Well, I'm glad that people are able to see the nuance between actual situations that are, fueling the Me Too and Time's Up movement and isolated incidents like this. Because it sounds to me like, it was just a bad date. Aziz gave us some trash-ass head. He was terrible in bed, and she wasn't feeling it.
Well, they didn't even have sex, and at any point she could have left. But
they had oral sex.
Oral sex.
Yeah, it wasn't.
And it wasn't intercourse.
Trash-ass head will turn a girl off now. All right? I had to learn to eat proper vagina properly my damn self.
All right, so, yeah, there was a long account that she told she is anonymous, so it might affect Aziz Ansari in a negative way, and you have to be more responsible.
You never wanted a guy to leave because he gave you trash head?
No, because I don't think I'd be in that situation unless it was somebody I was like...
You can still like him and he still got whack head?
I never want him to leave for it.
Oh, you teach him?
Yeah, you can always teach a guy the proper way to do it.
Got you. Young lady didn't want to teach Aziz.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm Angela Yee, and that is your Rumor Report.
All right. When we come back, Black Eyed Peas will be in the building. We'll kick it with Black Eyed Peas. So don't move. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Clubs. We got some special guests in the building.
That's right. Our guys are back.
Peas.
Yes, indeed.
What up, Charlamagne?
We got to start off
MV.
We got to thank Will I Am first.
Hi.
Oh, yes, indeed.
Will I Am, we were trying to raise some money.
Not trying.
No, we
were raising money.
Raising some money.
Change for change.
Will I Am was in Africa at the time and called and donated at first $50,000, right? 25,000.
Yes.
And then called back and said that wasn't enough.
Yes.
And then came back and donated more. We're so appreciative for that.
Thank you very much.
Who would have started?
Yeah, that actually made us feel like we're gonna actually make this happen because this was our first ever telethon, radiothon.
And it set the tone because rappers have egos. So it's like we had a point, a price point. You know what I'm saying? Will donated 50. So once we told Diddy that and told Khaled that, everybody wanted to outdo you.
Khaled said 51,000.
He did.
He did.
That's crazy.
And then everybody went over that, but we definitely appreciate it because you were that spark. And we're thankful and grateful for that.
And you guys are philanthropists also, so it's good that you can understand the importance of donating time, donating money, just to get the movement going.
Yeah, I was a product of philanthropy work. I was sponsored from the Philippines and brought to the U.S. and became a Black Eyed Peas. So it's really important for us to give back because I was given that opportunity. So we got to do the same thing, you know?
All that philanthropy work, and they won't even let you in the club with Chanel West Coast, man.
Wow!
Ain't that messed up?
Yo, I was guilty by association.
You try to drop your name.
I was already in. You saw me sliding in, man.
So did you get in that night?
Yes, I did.
Why were you with Chanel West Coast? She about to be the new Fergie? Y'all gonna put her in the Black Eyed Peas?
No. We just arrived at the same time, and you know I know her, and I guess we were friends that really tight that night.
Oh, so y'all wasn't really together. She was just name dropping.
Yeah.
But she's the homie though.
We've known her. We hung out, but we didn't like roll up that at the.
That's the worst. You get to a party and then you see somebody else and you be like, oh, now we all together.
So did you still go in the club?
Yeah, I still research. I call it researching. You know, you gotta know what's out there.
So hold on, that night you didn't say, yo, she with me? You just went in, left her out there?
They didn't come together.
Yeah, we didn't come together. Yeah.
I'll just plead the fifth, son.
Now y'all put out the record Street Living with the video.
Oh man, I love that record.
A dope tune.
Thank you. What'd you think, Charlamagne?
A dope tune. Dope tune. And I read the article on Variety where it says y'all trading party songs for music with a purpose. What made y'all go in that direction?
Just, you know, when we did like The End, we were really like, our antennas were up and we were, you know, just tuned in to what was going on. You know, Obama just had got elected and there was a sense of like, you know, a desire to go out. And so that was like the temperature then. And then when we did Where's the Love, you know, in 2004, we had wrote that song immediately after 9/11. So, you know, our antenna is always up, just, you know, sensing the vibes out there. And so right now, Street Living is really what I feel the world, especially here in the States, it's feeling. And, you know, it's on our conscious. It just so happens that not many artists are speaking on it, but the athletes are standing up on it. So we're just playing our part, having our antenna up and being aware of the vibrations.
Yeah, and we've been on a hiatus for 8 years, so all the individual work that we've been doing, philanthropic endeavors, whether it was Will doing work in Boyle Heights with the STEM program, Apple doing work in the Philippines, me going to Standing Rock and actually being part of the whole indigenous movement and trying to do my part, it just was preparing us for this ultimate fight that we're embarking on now with Black Eyed Peas standing up and actually having a social message that goes throughout the world.
You know, we've reached levels that we never thought we would get to. But the thing that jumped it all off is, you know, that gave us our initial successes when we talked about things that were going on. Like, Where's the Love? We weren't trying to make a hit. It wasn't like, yo, man, you know, we need to make a hit. And we've taken that scientific approach on making songs. Like, yo, we went in purposely to make a hit. And songs that were the result of that were like Ordinary People. That was like purposely trying to make a hit. But Where's the Love was not that. That was like, yo, let's talk about what's going on. And this is what Street Living is. And we wanted to make a video that reflected that. So doing the research on the type of vibe that we want to, you know, have to support the song. So we went to like old Miles Davis and Coltrane, you know, Blue Note footage. And you started going through all the like revolutionist pictures, whether it's in the past or today, because the same fights that we fight today, our uncles and fathers and grandfathers fought the same fights.
Are y'all approaching the whole album the same way?
You mean this vibe?
Yes.
Yeah, this the whole vibe for the whole jump. Yep. And
is the label mad? Like, look, man.
No, we've had like, I mean, I remember going into the record company and playing a lot of the music for this to support Masters of the Sun, and there's been times where they're like, actually 2 times, we need the massive Black Eyed Peas global hits, Will.i.am.
I got a feeling.
You know, something so massive. I'm like, but we've done that for y'all. And yeah, we could put on our scientist hat and we could go in and do that. But that's not what we want to do right now.
Is there a way to do that though? Is there a way to put the medicine in the candy and
like
still
a
give us
massive hit with a message?
the fist pump record, but still, you know?
No.
It's not, right?
I mean, yeah, but that takes a lot of, you're risking a lot of emotions of people like, that's contrived, or I could feel that was an attempt to sell and benefit off of the things that you are talking about. And we just trying to do art. However many people hear it. Yeah. I mean, I think we've proven that we could swing for the parking lot and hit it out and laying on the freeway. Other than that, like right now, we're just trying to do art and heart.
After such a long hiatus, did you guys A, intend for it to be so long, and B, always knew you were going to come back together to put out another album?
Well, it doesn't seem like it's that long either. I guess because your records, you hear them so much still.
Right.
Yeah, 8 years is a long time.
For us, we're always constantly in the studio creating. So, it was just like a natural progression for us to stay, because we're best friends as well. So we always constantly are together, building, keeping each other informed on what we're doing individually, but always knowing that this is what got us there. This is what's going to get us there to the next.
But life happened though. So in those 8 years, Taboo, had cancer and fought it and beat it. So it doesn't really seem like it was a long. If I close my eyes and think we coming down the freaking sky playing the Super Bowl, it was just a couple. That was a year ago. But life did happen, and but nope, we weren't. We didn't think. I didn't think it was going to be a 7.5 year break.
And I think the what he said about life happened, it brought us closer to understanding that reality. Sometimes you get faced with adversity, like a horrible disease like cancer, and you never know. One day you're living, the next day you could be gone. So we appreciated our brotherhood and our kinship more than ever, and we said to ourselves, "Yo, like let's not let a day pass us by. So let's keep on fighting and stand up for what we believe in."
Are you addressing the cancer on the album?
Yes.
Or
yeah.
You got what's the record?
Well, I did a song called "The Fight," which I put out with the American Cancer Society. I'm actually part of the Joe Biden Cancer Initiative as well. So we're doing a lot of work in the inner cities, but also on Indian reservations, which is important, as I've always told you. And just trying to do my part as a cancer survivor, but also as a leader and a spokesperson for hope and inspiration for the people that are going through the fight that I went through.
On Streets Living, it's funny because I haven't had a chance to research this yet, but you said 10 years, no bail, is the equivalent of 4 years at Yale. What's that mean? You mean financially, or?
So the amount of money it costs to house, feed all the security guards and all the folks that are in prison for like 10 years is roughly around the same amount of money it takes to go to Yale.
Yikes. Wow. So what would proper prison reform look like to you guys?
So proper prison reform first is like petty crimes. People in there for, hold up, we from California. There's folks that are serving a lifetime sentence for selling marijuana, and marijuana is legal in California now.
Right, correct.
So let's start with that one first. Right. Second, you have this system that's put in place to like the 3-strike thing really just tripled, the amount of people that are in and out of prison. And then secondly, third, you have, teachers that get paid less than wardens and security in the prison. The correctional officer. So that kind of stuff is, it just seems like it's like prey, targeting. It's business. So when you think of prisons, just think of another business, different type of housing. But these folks that are in there, they're penalized and then have to, what are you getting, 11 cents a day to make products that you sell and right, that you selling? To me, that, I don't know. And I'm not saying folks shouldn't be, incarcerated for wrongdoings, but we have a lot of folks that are in prison that, that are serving time for things that they should, really be, rehabilitated for. So like, it's mental health is the same thing. People aren't really being treated for mental health, right? They're just being medicated. And, the system, that's what we meant by, F the system. We're not like saying F the system as far as on some like, ignorant rebellious for rebellion's sake, rebelling just for the sake of rebelling. It's like F the system because the system is flawed and people's lives are being taken from them. Especially when, back to the marijuana point, how can you justify, legalizing marijuana when folks, serving life when they should reverse that sentence.
That's interesting you brought that up because I was going to ask you about that. You say you can get by the system or say the system. Like, what's the most effective way to say the system? Because I feel like we're all saying the system, but what comes of that?
After system should be, there's certain areas that you should try to that we should all look and focus on to alter it, right? So after system, take the word F out and say change the system. But when we say F the system, it's just like a more potent way of saying try our best to change the system. Like when it comes to zoning, like in the hood, it's okay to have a liquor store next to a check cashing, next to a motel, next to a freaking a strip club down the street from a school.
Right.
Like that configuration just set up for failure. When if I was a business guy and I want to do create like a strip mall in Beverly Hills or Brentwood, I couldn't have that configuration there because it's zoned properly. Where you cannot have that configuration in Brentwood, motel, liquor store, check cashing. Check cashing, you ain't gonna have no check cashing in Brentwood because people are financially literate. So that system that we have in our hood, where we're obese, diabetic, being fed poison, liquor stores, check cashing place, because when we get checks, we cash checks, we have no freaking like savings
No bank
or bank accounts to be able to grow money. And then there's the education system is kind of really screwed because the kids getting paid $5,000 a year for their education, resorting to selling illegal products. Now a lot of those now one of those products is now legal and folks are serving a lifetime sentence for it. Now that sounds like an effed up system that I say we try to change.
I think sometimes people don't care about things until it affects them directly. Like I know you guys talk about DACA, and I had the privilege of meeting some people who are going to be affected. I posted about it and I saw people in the comments like, well, they're not supposed to be in this country, or they're here illegally. And they're not understanding like, okay, they've been here since they were 4. They're positive, for this country, but why are they about to be deported just because of some, Donald Trump has his own issues with people from certain places. He wants more people here from Norway, but he wants to send people of color away.
Right. That affects a lot of so the school that I started in the ghetto that I'm from, the I Am Angel program, with college track, a lot of my kids are dreamers. And, when we have our get-togethers, we're going to have another one towards the end of the January. Their biggest concern is, are we going to have to go back to Mexico? It's something that we're concerned. It hits my heart because I've known these kids and been supporting these kids ever since they were 12. Now they're about to graduate. They went from having 1.2s to 4.0s, 3.5s, and performing better than a lot of folks that are citizens. So how are you going to kick out, success? It's just disheartening.
If it wasn't for immigrants, then you wouldn't have an America, number one, and there would be no Black Eyed Peas.
No, there wouldn't be lights, brother. That dude named Nikola Tesla. It wouldn't be electricity the way we have it. Nikola Tesla was an immigrant. it just really, at the end of the day, it just seems like distractions, distortion, and division. And when we should be fighting for other things like, you know, education reform. Because at the end of the day, education and encouraging folks to apply themselves and solve tomorrow's problems starting today is the solution, right? Everything at the core of every problem is education.
What have white people created? I was sitting around thinking about that the other day when we talk about deporting immigrants. Like, what have white people contributed to America?
Santa.
Wow.
I'm being serious. I'm asking a real question.
A lot of our sciences, you know,
that they stole from black scientists and ancient Egyptians. But continue.
Yeah. We'll move on that. That's true. But you know, space exploration. Hold up. You couldn't have a NASA if it wasn't for the bringing of Nazis and those scientists to America. So here's an enemy that we fought in World War II and won, and post World War II and won. We bringing them scientists to America and making them citizens to create something called NASA. So, you know, there's opportunities even in the enemy to try to make enemies out of friends or enemies out of family members. It's just it just hurt. It breaks my heart all the time, but at the same time, it doesn't break my soul to go out there and continue to do the work.
So basically, white people haven't contributed nothing. Thank you, Will. We get it.
Would any of you ever consider running for political office?
Nah, Apple's gonna be president of the Philippines.
Well, yeah, the Philippines. Yeah.
Filipino.
There you go.
Oh, well, you know, the hospitals would be empty if we kicked out all the Filipinos because we're all our nurses out here.
Yeah.
And, you know, and we actually had to study and have an education to come to America. So, you know, it's not an easy task to come here. So we just...
Are you a citizen there?
Yeah.
It took him a long time though.
Yeah.
Like we was on tour and stuff. We couldn't get into certain countries because he had like a green card.
Oh.
And then remember the time when he
looks so sad.
became a citizen.
You go to the right, I go to the left.
Now when he became a citizen, we had like a party on tour. But yeah, it was dope.
So basically, you should know West Coast in those situations. And you go,
But you know, it's expensive and it is time consuming to become a citizen.
Around where I was. Really like, let's go. But she was already across the street, so I couldn't grab her.
I love what y'all doing with the prison industrial complex too, because one thing that y'all said in the song was more people in prison now than it was picking cotton, which I think people don't realize.
It's crazy.
Like, it's more indentured, I call them indentured service, more indentured servitude going on now in prison complexes than it was slavery out here when slavery was legal.
Yeah, that's you know, like I know my grandma. Like I close my eyes, I see my grandma, rest in peace. My grandma knew her grandma the same way. My grandma was born in 1920. My grandma's grandma was 18-something. Slavery, bro. That's not that long ago. When you could, if I could picture that woman, and she was born in Picayune, Mississippi, on some farm, and then she lived on that farm, plantation, and then her mama and her grandma. That wasn't that long ago. And when you think of the work and the servants that they were compared to like when my brother got out, he was like, you know, Willie, it's crazy in there. You know, we getting paid 11 cents a day making stuff that you buy at the store. Like not license plates, products. Like, oh, what? And, you know, yeah.
What are some of the other songs on the album? Is it completely ready to go? You guys got everything together?
So album, we was having this conversation of into action. I think an album for us, in its typical sense, is really a waste of time. 12 songs, whatever. For us, this Masters of the Sun project is the project. Mm-hmm. And so, you know, street living is like the theme through the whole entire book and experience when you watch the book with the app. And then we have other songs like, you know, Ring the Alarm, we have Constant, and the whole mood is that. We made sure we were consistent with the mood, and we scored it with Hans Zimmer. And but as far as like making songs for playlists right now, I don't. That's a waste of time for us right now.
Do you think?
And what's cool, Charlamagne, is we're going to Sundance next week to actually premiere the VR experience.
Oh wow!
Yeah, so I rather focus on what we're doing, and the goal is to how do we get the other streaming, which is like series. How do we like focus in this realm, and the end result success looks like Masters of the Sun is a series and it's 8 hours live action. That to me is, that's what it looks like.
And not to mention Marvel, being part of this partnership with Marvel was like, you know, that's like a dream come true for us as content creators to have that stamp and, you know, be part of the Marvel universe.
Right.
So
Why do you think Fergie's new project didn't work? Because the music was solid.
I think so. Didn't work. That's a hard reality. It's something that even this project faces. Eminem, Katy Perry, Miley Cyrus, even Taylor Swift. One can say didn't work compared to Taylor Swift's last project.
Yeah.
One can say that, you know, Miley Cyrus project didn't work. This one compared to the other one too. So Eminem's compared to his last installment. So everyone is facing didn't work. It worked to the real hardcore fans though, like the ones that were waiting and itching for it. It worked as far as like when and where you see it throughout your feeds. It's just that I don't think a mechanism has been put in place to really judge, you know, people's, you know, whether they tiptoe, dive deep in. You're judging dive deeps, like people that dive deep in, and that is the metric of which people are rating success, instead of like how many eyeballs actually came across it, how many ears actually came across it. You know, likes, ain't no money for likes, bro. Like there's no real like financial transaction on a like, right? For when you make art,
makes people feel good, but there's no like.
But you know. And yeah, you could have a whole bunch of fans and a bunch of interaction and engagement, and then you could monetize it elsewhere. That's true. But as far as like the system that was put in place for, I made a record, people heard it because they bought it.
Right.
I made money. That's what that was the system back then. I think artists nowadays that were big and returning, you know, they are, you know. They're jeopardizing their progress because they're addicted to how they used to do it.
Is there a way to get it back? Like can a Fergie get it back?
Get what back?
Like just that momentum she had, I guess, a decade ago.
People are waiting for the next. I think the only way to really get it, you either gotta. Bruno Mars is the only dude I see that's like working. He works. Bruno Mars doesn't let up. He feels like he's a new artist every time.
Right.
They'll get tired of it eventually, though. They will. That's just the way the game goes.
Yeah, but for him being a new artist every single time and the amount of work and he puts in and the hunger, I see it every time Bruno Mars puts out a new project. And you got to do it that way. You got to be like that. You can't have this like, oh, I'm back. They're just going, everybody, I'm back. Either you reinventing and you starting from zero, or you starting from zero and you starting from zero. You always got to start from zero is my point. You cannot come in with a 1 before the 0 and starting from 10 or 100. Nah, you can't do that, bro. The people are hungrier. There's more, right? And that's what Cardi B, she hungry. I salute how hungry and how freaking she dominated with 4 or 5 songs, but you think she got 1,000 songs. Because her personality and how she treats the platform is like, hats off to her.
Don't you think it's something to be said about not knowing? Meaning that you can know too much. So like when you approach things the first time, you don't even know what it is. So you're just free. But once you learn something and you got some success, now you're not as free because you got a formula you follow.
And then that's when like, you know, reinventing because I did not know you were gonna do that is powerful. When you're always flipping, I'm like, oh man, I didn't even expect that one. You hit me with the deuce. I thought you were gonna hit me with the right arm. You kicked me with your freaking kneecap. That was awesome. I didn't see that one coming.
Right. So you guys are at 0 now. You would say starting at 0 again.
Yeah. Well, that's the feeling. Yeah. That's the feeling, and it's cool to be able to venture out into other worlds like technology world or the graphic novel world. Just these places where you get inspiration outside of music to bring that into the I'm a student of culture and trying to embrace it and see how we could apply these new ways of creating universes and worlds for our project.
And you always got to be like 4 steps ahead. So when we did the graphic novel, we knew that we had the AR in our bag. We knew we had the VR in our bag. Just like we know we have the next 2 installments in the bag already.
Yeah.
As far as the experiences. Actually 3. And 3 is cha-ching. Like we already know the cash out. I see it. It's down the street to the right. So down the street to the left, straight to the right. I see it. It's already aligned. The partners are aligned. Done. And then we move on to the next.
And it's not music.
Music is a part of it.
It's a part of it.
Music is like it's like if we had a bar, we not making money off of music. We selling alcohol and bar food. And we have to have music though. You can't have a bar without music. You can't have a restaurant without music. It's just there's other things you're supposed to monetize. Ask Kanye, he'll tell you shoes. Ask Rihanna, she'll tell you makeup and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
Right? Ask Michael Jackson, he'll tell you it was actually the tours where he made the most of the money. Lionel Richie will tell you the same thing.
Does that apply for newer artists too though?
Even more so newer artists, because you ain't making money off of music.
Damn.
All right, well, we appreciate you guys for joining us as always.
Thank you.
It's the Black Eyed Peas. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Let's get to the rumors. Let's talk Mary J. Blige.
Well, Mary J. Blige, as you know, it was her birthday last week. She turned 47 on Thursday, and she was also honored that day on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. She got a star. Now, she spoke, of course, and as Mary J. Blige does it, she was very honest about the struggles that she had been going through, her marital drama, financial issues, and so on and so forth. Here's what she had to say.
There's been times that in my career that I didn't even want to step out my house because I was hurt so bad. But all hell was turning loose in 2016 and I had to file and all of that stuff. I was homeless last year. Jimmy Iovine took me into his Malibu home, him and his beautiful wife Liberty, and I will never forget that.
How is the queen of hip-hop soul homeless in 2016?
Well, she wasn't homeless per se. She still has a home in New Jersey, but she was going through problems.
She was homeless.
She's going through problems with her husband, and she couldn't go there. But she has enough money. She owned a home. She wasn't broke.
I didn't say she was broke. I'm just trying to figure out why she ain't got no place to stay.
I guess she felt like she didn't want to be there.
Right.
She couldn't go there because of those issues, and she just had no place to go.
And what's wrong with the Wing and Diddy house? Kick French Montana out and let Mary sit there. Why she had to go stay with Jimmy Iovine?
Maybe too much partying. Maybe she just
she wanted some rest and relaxation. Yeah,
nice and calm, away from everybody.
You know what? You're right. You're right.
And it's good that you can have a friend like Jimmy Iovine whose house you can go to.
Don't drop on the clues bombs for Mary J. Blige. Yeah. Mary J. Blige should be protected at all costs, goddammit, okay?
All right, now
that's a GoFundMe I'll get behind.
This next story is a difficult one to hear and to talk about. But in court, the sex abuse victims are facing the gymnastics doctor, Larry Nassar. His sentencing has started. And it's a marathon of people who are giving statements. Nearly 100 victims are giving statements. Now, the first person who was up was Kyle Stevens, and she talks about how the former gymnastics doctor started molesting her when she was only 6 years old. And how when she told her parents, they didn't believe her and they chose to believe him over her. Here's what she said.
You convinced my parents that I was a liar. That you didn't strategically place lotion in the basement so you could beat your penis in my face while I hid. You convinced my parents that you didn't pull my feet into your lap, unzip your pants, and rub your erect penis against my bare skin. You convinced my parents that you didn't stick your in my adolescent vagina. You used my body for 6 years for your own sexual gratification. That is unforgivable. Perhaps you have figured it out by now, but little girls don't stay little forever. They grow into strong women that return to destroy your world.
Larry, you really going to go through 100 of those? You really want 100 of those testimonies?
He doesn't have a choice. And there's hours and hours of people yesterday. One woman spoke on behalf of her daughter. Donna Markham spoke on behalf of her daughter, Chelsea, who committed suicide in 2009. And that all started with a single visit to his office when she was only 10 years old. She said, every day I miss her. And it all started with him. It all started with him.
Why you say you don't have a choice, though? He got a choice. His choice should be, I'm guilty, man. I'm guilty. I'm not fighting this no more.
He should
lock me away.
Well, he pleaded guilty to 10 different women, but now these other women have come forward. Some said they didn't realize they had been assaulted until 2016 when he was arrested for a massive collection of child pornography. And so that's when certain people realized it, because when you start at such a young age, people block it out.
Death too easy, though. I understand what you're saying. You say you want to kill him, but death too easy.
Get him out of here. Some girls committed suicide. You see what he did to a 6-year-old?
Yeah, but you gotta let him die slow, though. You can't just you can't just kill him instantly. Like, you gotta live a long,
they stay in jail,
torturous life, Wu-Tang torture tactics. Then let him die after some years.
Oh my God!
You gotta torture him for a while.
It's really difficult.
That's disgusting.
All right, Kim Kardashian had her third baby via the surrogate. Now, according to sources, she was there at the hospital when the surrogate was in labor, and when the baby was born, she was the first person to have skin-to-skin contact with the baby.
So they just take the baby from the surrogate, and the surrogate sees it no longer.
Well, that's the plan. I guess you know what the situation is. The baby was born without complications. The surrogate was able to have some contact with the baby after the delivery, but almost immediately the baby was under the care of Kim and Kanye.
So Kim lies down in a gown too, so the baby could be chest to chest with her.
I don't know. I didn't.
That's just I'm just curious. They stay there together,
They just said the first person you had skin-to-skin contact with, or she had skin-to-skin contact with, was the mom.
That means they would have to be in a robe, and because skin-to-skin contact is the baby's naked. The moms usually have no clothes.
Listen, man, I only got 2, man. You got 5. I don't know. You know more than me.
That's what I'm just asking.
Well, you neither one of you have used a surrogate.
No, I know surrogates.
Okay.
We pull it out and put it right on top of you.
That's what I saw when I was there.
Well, you wasn't with me.
Well, not that. You know what I'm talking about.
That's what I saw
when I was there.
Wait, okay,
I saw mine come out, and then they
pull it
went
out
to
and
the
put it
hands
right
of the
on top
mom.
of her, and Charlamagne saw it.
I'm just saying, both my daughters came out, went into the hands of the mom. That's what I saw.
All right, Amber Rose has gotten a breast reduction. Now she enlisted 2 doctors to reduce her 36H breasts. And she has been talking about this since last year, saying that she wants to get her breasts reduced, but she was worried about scarring. She was saying it's very heavy, her back hurts. She can't wear cute little shirts without a grandma bra on, but she went ahead and did it.
Amber Rose not pregnant yet? 21 Savage ain't shoot that club up yet?
I don't know. There was a rumor about it, but I guess not. Not if she's getting a breast reduction.
Oh, there was a rumor?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know.
All right, well, I'm Angela Yee, and that is your rumor report.
All right. Thank you, Miss Yee. Charlamagne!
Yes, sir.
Who you giving that down?
Listen, man, we need PnB Rock to come to the front of the congregation. We like to have a word with him. Y'all know who PnB Rock is, right? The rapper?
Yep.
I like to talk to the young man. It's a teachable moment.
Okay. All right, we'll get into that when we come back. Keep it locked. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Yes, Donk here today for Wednesday, January 17th. Goes to rapper PnB Rock. Do you know who PnB Rock is?
Yes.
Okay, well, some people probably don't.
Every lit.
There you go. Let me hear some of that record. You probably know this record. Let's hear it.
I came up from nothing. You can't tell me.
Yes.
That's my song.
I swear I ain't never expected it to be like this.
Okay.
Getting rich. I swear every day we lit.
Hey.
Every day we lit.
Hey.
You can't tell me.
All right. Knock it off. Everybody act their age.
All right.
Okay. Now, PnB Rock was kicked out of a hotel room for smoking weed. Now, I am the type of person who totally understands the concept between right and wrong, and one thing some people don't realize is that right is right even if no one is doing it, wrong is wrong even if everyone is doing it, okay? We all know people who smoke weed in hotel rooms when they're not supposed to, but there's ways around it, all right? You got a balcony in the hotel, go in the balcony. Well, it's too cold for that, Charlamagne. Okay, well, go in the bathroom, turn the hot shower on, let the bathroom steam up, put a towel under the bathroom door, and puff pass, nigga. All right, there's all kind of ways around it. All right, but if they find out you was smoking in a hotel room, you're going to get hit with that $250 or $500 fine. Some hotels even a little more, depending how fancy the hotel is. All right? Now, if they find out you was smoking in the hotel, you can and will get asked to leave. You will get kicked out. And if you understand the concept of right and wrong like you should, then when you get kicked out, you will be upset. But if you're a real person, then you will understand the person you should be upset with is yourself. You're not at home. You at a hotel. Hotel got rules, okay? If you get caught smoking, especially weed, all right? If not smoking, especially weed, is one of the rules, and you decide to smoke weed, then you have to deal with the consequences of your actions. Once again, no matter how many times you do something wrong, it doesn't make it right. Now, if you get kicked out the hotel for smoking weed, right? You should be saying to yourself, damn, let me get out of here before they call the police. Or damn, I'm glad they didn't call the police. Could have been the police knocking on your door telling you to leave. All right? Sometimes you just got to admit you was wrong. All right? You admit you was wrong. They want you to leave. Be out. But nope, not PnB Rock. PnB Rock got caught smoking weed. He got kicked out of the hotel. And for some strange reason, he thought it was the hotel's fault. PnB Rock was so upset that he decided to spit all over the bathroom mirror in the hotel, pee on the floor of the hotel, and of course, he recorded the whole thing and posted it on social media. Let's hear some of this.
That's what you do when they're kicking you out the hotel for smoking weed. Oh. The hotel.
All right, I really want PnB Rock to think about this objectively, okay? What are you mad at, PnB Rock?
PnB?
Right? No, it's not. It's PnB. All right, if you was at home and somebody who was staying with you for a limited time did something in your house that you told them not to do, and you told them if they did it, you would kick them out if they violated you, what would you do? Huh? What would you do if they did what you told them not to do anyway? PnB Rock, listen to me. If you told them not to do something in your house and they did it anyway, what would you do? What would you do? And if you told somebody not to do something in your house and they did it anyway?
I would let the dog go.
Okay, you took it to another level.
Angela, yeah, if somebody did something in your house that you told them not to do, you told them not to do it, and you said, if you do it, I'm going to kick you out, what would you do if they did it anyway?
Kick them out and never let them come back in?
You would kick them out. And that person you kicked out can't be mad at anyone but him or herself, period. And if he got mad at you for kicking him out, you would think he's crazy. And that's exactly what we think about you right now, PnB Rock. Okay, you are free to smoke weed wherever you want. Okay, you can smoke all the weed wherever you want, but you are not free from the consequences of those choices of smoking weed. All right, you smoke weed in a hotel, you get caught, they're gonna ask you to leave. I don't understand why you mad at anyone but yourself. If you're gonna spit on something, wait until you get in the car and it's going about 55, then roll the window down and spit out the window so it comes back in your face. All right, you want to pee on something? Pee on yourself. Let it trickle down your leg, young man. You were the problem in this situation. Why can't you see that? I can't even blame you for this, because I promise you, even when I was young, I understood the consequences of my actions. I knew what I was doing was wrong. That's why we went out of our way to not get caught. But nowadays it seems like they don't understand the consequences of their actions, and they don't care about getting caught because they recorded and posted on social media. And in fact, they do wrong like PnB Rock did and then get mad at everyone else like everyone else is the problem. No, PnB Rock. All right? You're the problem. All right? I don't understand people who create their own storms and then get upset when it rains. And I can't stand rappers who pee on my head and tell me it's raining. And that's exactly what PnB Rock is doing by acting like it's the hotel's fault that he got kicked out. Look, kids, listen to me, man. This is your Uncle Charlotte talking, and I need you to know that everything happens for a reason. But sometimes the reason is that you're stupid and make bad decisions. Please give PnB Rock the biggest hee-haw courtesy of Remy Ma.
Hee-haw, hee-haw. You stupid motherfucker. Are you dumb?
All right. And you do realize he's going to get banned from that chain of hotels, right?
Absolutely. Sheesh. Is he going to get charged for that rug?
Not to mention it's going to be very difficult for him to get a hotel room now, period. Isn't he already banned from a bunch of clubs in New York City? For reckless behavior?
Yeah, it's hard for him.
Why are you making your life difficult, PnB Rock? You do know this is how you make a living. You do know when you got to go do shows in these other cities, you're going to need a place to stay, right?
Because he lit.
All right. Okay. All right. All right, PnB Rock.
Why you keep calling PnP?
PnP.
You know what?
It's a play on words.
I got it.
He peed on the floor of the hotel.
You get it, Emmy?
PnB Rock. That's his name from now on when you stand in these streets. PnB Rock. PnP.
That is really gross, though, for the people that have to actually clean the rooms, who didn't do anything wrong, who are not responsible for him getting kicked out. Is not cool.
Or not even that. Just imagine if he didn't put a video, nobody would know he peed.
And then imagine if you were staying in that room. I would be so mad.
That's the thing I don't get to. It's like, okay, you do something wrong, then you do something else wrong, but then you record yourself doing what was wrong. Why do y'all like to incriminate yourself all the time? I don't get it.
All right, well, thank you for that, dog. Today, when we come back, ask Yee. 800-585-1051. If you got a question for Yee, you could call her right now. She'll help you out with all your problems, all your relationship situations. So call her now, 800-585-1051. Oh, you ain't gonna play the PnB Rock version? No, that's the Breakfast Club. Come on. Hello, who's this?
You got your man, Jeff.
Jeff, what's your question for Yee?
Well, my situation is, I got a same girl situation possibly with one of my best friends.
Okay, so you and your best friend have been sleeping with the same girl?
Apparently it seems to be.
It seems to be, or yes?
Well, that would be a yes from what she's speculating.
Was she speculating? Okay. Did you ask your best friend?
She's saying she's pregnant by either one of us.
So you and your best friend, is this someone's girlfriend or just like, was it a threesome? What was happening?
This one, small city, small town, same girl. And then well, me and my friend happen to be married too.
So both you and your friend were cheating on your wives with a girl. The girl's pregnant. It could be either one of those.
Cheating? You mean we were vacating? It's a difference.
So you weren't cheating. You were vacating. So your wives are aware of what you did.
Well, of course not. That's why I'm
okay, so you cheated. You cheated.
Oh, no. So I vacated.
You what?
Vacated, like vacation. You know, like a hall pass. You get that 24 hours.
So your wife allowed you to go sleep with somebody else?
I give my own self hall pass.
That's not a hall pass. You can't give yourself a hall pass. A hall pass is the teacher says, here's a pass. You can go do what you got to do. Your wife didn't give you a pass. You cheated. Just admit that you cheated, first of all. We can't even go any further until you say you cheated.
We got to go through that too. Okay, okay. I'll give you 70-20 on that.
70-20 is 90.
Correct.
All right, so the girl is pregnant. You don't know if it's yours or your friend's. And so basically, she's telling y'all she don't know who's the father.
Exactly.
Okay, so you're not gonna know until she gets a test. So what's the question?
Ooh. Well, the small town. Once word get out, I mean, and then my friend, he's telling, on his way to being a pastor in the city. So, I mean, what do we do about that? Not a church friend, though.
Well, I guess your pastor friend who cheated on his wife also is not perfect, so he is going to have to own up to the mistakes that he made, like a man of God would do.
Yeah.
Listen, the fact of the matter is you guys did something that there's repercussions to. When you cheat and when you have unprotected sex with somebody, the potential of her getting pregnant is there. So you had to know what you were getting yourselves into. You made a decision to do that, and now you got to live with those consequences, whatever they are. But I do feel like because you live in a small town, make sure you get ahead of this and have this conversation with your wife, because if she hear about this from somebody else, it's going to make it even worse.
I'm gonna skip town.
You're gonna skip town? You sound like a coward.
Oh, a coward? Oh.
Only a coward would skip town and not confess what he did. You already messed up enough.
I'm gonna I'll give a Facebook message. What about that? That acceptable?
All right. You know what, sir? Do what you got to do. I can't even. This is what you won't even admit what happened, and then you're saying you're gonna send your wife a Facebook message. I can't really give you much advice.
Well, not the wife. So like DM him. I mean, I'm gonna post it give her a publicly announcement.
Don't you think that she would rather hear from you before you post a public announcement on Facebook that you cheated?
No, the world needs to know. That's the best thing to do now. Just put it first to the world, and then let them. You know what I'm saying? Then so that's what I'm calling you. I need your advice.
All right. Well,
should I put the Facebook out there?
No.
Don't do the Facebook.
You should talk to her directly.
But her daddy got guns, so that's why I'm saying you got to do the Facebook. Her daddy got guns.
Okay.
See how it works? See that? We're from a small town. We got shotgun wedding still, baby.
Okay, my first piece of advice to you is talk to her, and y'all got to figure it out together or apart, but you need to know what it's going to be.
I appreciate y'all. Shout out to the Breakfast Club. I love y'all. Y'all keep rocking hard.
Okay, thank you. You just made me appreciate my boyfriend even more.
Well, you need to get married, Dr. Yee.
Are you married?
You need to get married, Dr. Yee.
All right,
bro.
I'll take your advice.
Peace. All right, that is Ask Yee. Keep it locked. We got more on the way. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Hello, who's this?
Hi, this is Gladys.
Hey, Gladys. What's your question for Yee?
My question is, what would she do if she had a child in school who another child told her she couldn't play with her because she's Spanish, and it turns out that child's mother is a teacher in the school?
Whoa. That's so clearly that child is learning that from at home.
Exactly my point. But the school's trying to shut me up and brush it under the table.
So who did you go to when you spoke to the principal?
I spoke to the principal, the supervising principal, as well as a counselor.
Okay, and how old is your daughter?
She's 8 years old.
Envy, you have 5 kids.
Correct.
Imagine somebody told your kids they couldn't play with her because she's Spanish.
No, I mean, I would go straight to the principal. I mean,
She did, she said.
You went to the principal,
I have.
and then what happened?
They're going to tell me it's just a small child argument and trying to leave it alone. They're trying to offer my daughter guidance counseling.
No, your daughter doesn't need counseling.
The other kid needs counseling. Yeah. I think
exactly my point.
Yeah, I would demand that. I think they need to sit both of those kids and the parents in the room, including that
They told me they cannot do that.
Why can't they do that?
Because they cannot mediate parents or contest for our reactions in the room.
That's so.
My daughter asked for them to sit down in the room so she could confront everybody and tell them what they're saying, because they're basically telling my daughter she's lying.
Yeah,
that the teacher said she didn't say that.
At age 8,
and that
we
the
need to
child
have
said they
a
didn't say
conversation. Where you live, Mom?
I'm from Methuen.
From where?
Methuen.
Oh, New Jersey.
No, Methuen, Massachusetts.
Oh, Massachusetts. Okay.
Yep.
Here in New York and New Jersey, there's different districts, so you can go over the principal. I think you might need to write a letter to the principal just so you have it on paper, and then you need to go over that principal's head, because it is foul. And there's no way that you can say something that I believe is racist, and the child's mother works at the school, and they just brush it under the rug like it's okay. Now, that's not okay to me.
And that's a teachable moment, I would think, for all the students in the entire school.
Exactly. Like, how many other kids in the school are going to be impacted by that teacher or that child?
Because the thing is that as a child at 8 years old, you don't really know what you're saying sometimes, and you're learning these things at home. And that's a great time to teach kids that that's a wrong thing to say, a wrong thing to do. And I would say it's a teachable moment, whether or not, because you said they're denying that the girl said it.
Mm-hmm.
And the girl is denying it.
My daughter said that her teacher asked her if her mom said that, and the little girl told her teacher, yeah. But they're telling me that they spoke to everybody and everybody's denying the claim.
Well, let me ask you one other question. Do you have any friends that are lawyers, attorneys?
No, not really.
Well, then I don't know what your financial situation is. You might need to go talk to an attorney and just have, and then have him draft a letter. Because what I usually do, I have a couple of friends that are attorneys. I would send an email and just CC my attorney. And usually when somebody sees a CC of an attorney, they really fix up because they don't ever want to get sued, especially by me. Because I'm quick to sue. But, and that usually fixes it up. So you might want to go seek an attorney because you don't want your child dealing with this through years to come, you know?
And I would make sure that you really talk to your child about it, too, because you want to make sure this isn't something that's going to impact your child in a negative way.
Of course. I've talked to her so much, but she's confused as to why they're saying basically she's lying. And they won't let her sit down in front of the people and confront them.
Yeah, my wife.
And I would say this: if they won't let her speak, you need to do it. And if that means that you need to get a video, post that video, submit it to local news, whatever it is that you have to do just to bring attention to this, I would definitely call them out on it.
Thank you. I definitely will try that.
What's the teacher's name?
I don't know the teacher's name, the child's teacher's name. They won't tell me her name. They won't let me meet with her. They won't let me speak to her. They won't even give a reason as to why they think the child said what she said.
Right.
Really?
Just let your daughter
give me no explanation at all.
Actually,
or adult discipline action for the child or the teacher.
Let your daughter vent. Let her speak about it. I would make sure that I record that just in case I need that in the future, in case something else happens. But I would also make sure I try to bring attention to it. If that means trying to bring some press to it or whatever it is that you need to do, write an open letter, anything that you have to do to bring attention so that they can feel the heat too and have to act on it, or not. Or if not, there's going to be some negative news about them.
Yeah, that's exactly what I feel. They're trying to brush it under the table and keep me quiet about it.
Right, and we're not going to be quiet.
No, not at all.
All right, good luck.
Thank you so much.
Good luck, Mama. All right. Ask Yee, 800-585-1051. We got rumors on the way, Yee?
Yes, find out whose home is being foreclosed on for over $500,000. Also, find out who's going to be representing himself in court for child support.
All right, we'll get into all that when we come back. Keep it locked. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning. Everybody, it's DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the God. We are The
You ain't
Breakfast Club.
seen nothing till you seen Envy lose his mind, the Cardi B verse on this G-Eazy song. He be singing, but he's like, yes. After then, I get some money. I'm like, all right, go ahead. Sing your little beige heart out, bro.
You know what? Let's get to the rumors. Let's talk Future.
Well, Future is going to be one of the producers for the Superfly movie remake. Now, Jason Mitchell's also going to be playing in that movie.
Okay.
He's the one that played Eazy-E. He was just up here.
Yes.
He's also in The Shy, so you can see him on there right now.
Plays Brandon in The Shy.
Now also Director X, who's the music video director that we all know for directing videos for people like Kendrick, Drake. He's going to be directing the Superfly remake. Yeah, Little X.
I just hit X.
He goes by Director X now.
I just hit X a couple weeks ago and hit X to do a movie.
Mm-hmm. Well, there he is. He's doing one.
I'll drop one of Clues bombs for X. That's my guy. That's a good look for Future too. I love to see people get into that realm of creating that kind of content for film and television. That's dope.
Well, more in the film world, Pam Grier is going to be doing her own biopic. Right now it's tentatively called Pam. So that should be pretty exciting. She used to date Richard Pryor. And basically, I mean, she's had a very fascinating life. You know her as Foxy Brown, as a lot of things. She was like one of the first in those blaxploitation films.
Legend.
Yeah, legendary. So it should be pretty interesting because I'm sure there's a lot of things about her that we don't know.
Drop one of Clues bombs for Pam Grier, damn it.
Now Max P also has his documentary, The Real Story, coming. He has no release date yet, but he's put out another trailer, and here's that trailer.
I come from a family of addictions and alcohol. I never had the taste for it because I seen what it did to them. I done been through it all. We talk about making money and coming from the streets. I've always handed out money. Ain't nobody handed me no money. You gotta work for something. I actually sold CDs at the trunk of my car. I went from city to city. People think you God. They don't realize that, guess what? You just a man. Put your faith in God, not in man.
That's dope.
Now he's getting ready for his biopic as well. So
I'm in that.
That'll be coming out in 2019, King of the South. So getting ready for all of those things, right? All right, now let's talk about Matt Damon. He was recently on the Today Show, and he was talking about the Me Too movement and basically how he should have just kept his mouth shut about certain things. He had said there's a spectrum of behavior previously, and there's a difference between patting someone on the butt and a rape or child molestation. Well, here's what he's saying now.
Well, I really wish I'd listened a lot more before I weighed in on this. You know, I think ultimately what it is for me is that I don't want to further anybody's pain with anything that I do or say, and so for that I'm really sorry. And like, time's up. I mean, a lot of those women are my dear friends, and I love them and respect them and support what they're doing and want to be a part of that change and want to go along for the ride, but I should get in the back seat and close my mouth for a while.
Well, that's the whole thing about the Me Too movement, right? It's a cultural revolution, and one thing men need to do is something that we haven't done historically, which is just shut up and listen and don't get in the way.
All right, but let's start with now. And Seal, by the way, is also being investigated for sexual battery. Check it out.
To those of us who support the Me Too movement, not one of the women who have been sexually abused, not one of the women who have come forward has received any real justice whatsoever. Losing your job because you either A, raped, B, sexually abused, or even sexually harassed a woman is not real punishment. And hashtag real talk for a second, we all know what would happen to any one of those power abusers if they looked like me.
All right, well, ironically enough, now one of his neighbors is saying...
Wait a minute. Not too many people look like Seal. All right, first of all.
He's serious! But one of his neighbors, actress Tracy Birdsall, is saying back in the fall of 2016, they had a close friendship. She went over to get a salad spinner back that she had lent him, and that's when he lunged at her.
Get a what?
Salad spinner.
Salad spinner?
Really?
Yeah.
Never heard of that one. What sex store you buy that from?
That was a tongue, a salad spinner, you know?
She said that Sale invited her to sit on the couch next to him. She was in shock and complied after he began to grope her breasts, and she asked him to stop and said that she was wearing a tank top and shorts and that she was asking for it. And so now she says that she just felt like she wanted to share her own story, and she hasn't seen him since the incident.
I'm still shocked that Seal thinks there's men out there that look like him. That's what I'm
No, I'm bugging that he went so hard, and he could have possibly been one of the people that's actually doing it.
Right now, it's just an accusation, so...
Jeez.
Yeah, no. All right, Wyclef, he's had a home that's been foreclosed on in Miami, and he owes nearly $500,000. So he's been repeatedly asked to pay that money. Apparently, back in 2008, he was sued after it was revealed that he violated some of his mortgage agreements. Still hadn't paid, so now they're saying that he owes $350,000 in interest as well. So, all right, and Stevie J is going to be representing himself in court. He has been ordered to pay $1.3 million in restitution for skipping out on child support payments for two of his kids that happened last year. Well, now he is ready to go ahead and support him and represent himself in court.
That's never good.
He's saying that ruling was too excessive and unfair, and he's filed documents to be his own lawyer because his lawyer dipped out on him. He doesn't think that Stevie J has a chance of winning.
Yeah, that's never good when you want to represent yourself.
And when your own lawyer is like, you're not going to win.
Usually that means you lose.
All right. Well, I'm Angela Yee, and that is your Rumor Report.
All right. Well, thank you, Miss Yee. Now, People's Choice Mix is up next. Let me know what you want to hear at DJ Envy, and shout to Revolt. We'll see you guys tomorrow. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.